Yes, people. We're back again. Back to 12th man race for Europe. We've got a good panel, and we're a couple short tonight. International break. People are away, and I'm a little bit ropey because I've had a weekend away myself. But I'm back now, and I thought, what better way to do it to get back to chatting football with these guys? It's a strange part of the season, really, isn't it? We've had 3 games. We've got an international break. The transfer window's done. And I don't really know where that leaves us. Does it leave us in limbo? Maybe a little bit. But we've got a lot to talk about tonight. And we've got a lot of predictions we're going to be doing now that the window's shut. To do that, we've of course got myself, we've got Billy, we've got Charlie, we've got Wolfie, and we've got Pete. I'm expecting Deji and potentially D, but you never know. People are busy in international break, but the 5 of us are going to hold the fort for now. Got a couple of sponsors, as you can see. We've got OK Jerseys. Make sure you are following the link in the description, and you've got your jerseys. Like this one. Look, England. I mean, it's international break, so it's England now, not just Arsenal.
Yeah, the France one as well, you know.
Have you got Zidane on the back?
Now, I forgot to get Zidane, but Zidane is what I'm going to get on it.
That's a letdown. That's so poor.
It's got to be Zidane, right?
Rookie.
Yeah, it's got to be Zidane.
That's terrible.
Make sure you're showing them some love, people. You can use the code 12man12man and get 8% off. So please make sure that you do that as well. They're very cheap anyway. They're £15 for a jersey. So make sure that you're showing them some love. And scan the QR code for Match Bingo because the international games is back. I know people are winning on Match Bingo during that time. And it's a bit of a strange time. So if you are watching it, then, go play Match Bingo. Let's start with the Tottenham situation. If I'm honest, there hasn't been much that's happened since I've been away, but Spurs is all a little bit of a strange one, if I'm honest. And I don't know if Deji's going to join, so it might be quite good timing to get our opinions first. So if he does jump on, he can give his opinion as well. But Wolfie, I'll start with you. Levy said his goodbyes. I don't know if he's been sacked or told he's got to go or if he's just stepped down, but either way, he's leaving. And I don't know what's happening, but Vinay Venkatesham has said they ain't for sale, the club. So it's good news from Spurs' perspective as far as they're aware that he's gone, but I don't know where it leaves Tottenham Hotspur, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Because a lot of the hatred's been pointed at Levy from the Spurs fans, but Enoch and Joe Lewis and all those get away with it because he's almost been like their buffer. And the fact that they've come out and said they're not for sale today, I just wonder if they're looking to deploy a similar model to what we see at United with the Glazers using Jim Radcliffe as their kind of bulletproof sounding board. And then he's been getting the hate and everyone's kind of stepped away from talking about the Glazers in the main, in the United fan base. So I just look at it and think, well, what's going to change then? If the model of the ownership and the owners are still there, Spurs will always be Spursy. Is there really going to be much of a difference there? Are they suddenly overnight, they've been there for years, decades. They suddenly overnight, have they had this epiphany where they're looking at it thinking, oh, okay, we'll start spending money in the club. We'll start turning this more into a football club than a business. Or are they going to be looking at the numbers they've bringing in? Because as much as the Spurs fans want to say what they say about Levy off the field has done a lot of good things for Spurs in terms of revenue generation, in terms of, the stadium and everything else that he's done for them. So I don't think you're going to see much of a difference to Spurs. I know you did a video on it, Pot, saying bad news. And is Pete frozen?
No.
I'm just smiling. Sweden are losing, so yeah, that's fine.
Wait. Alanga plays for them and he plays for you.
Yeah, mate, how are you smiling at your own players losing, Pete?
I don't care.
But yeah, no, I don't, honestly, boys, I don't think you're going to see much change at Spurs. There's just something in the DNA of that club that there'll always be a disaster around the corner from them. So I'm not too fussed about it. I don't see it as much of a threat. My biggest worry would have been if they did fully sell up and sell to the Arabs or something. And hey, I can't stop staring at your smile.
He's very happy. He's smiling. He doesn't care about Elanga. He just cares about Isak.
I like his collateral damage, man.
It's a being casualty, man.
I've got to be honest. With me. Sorry, Charlie. Just quickly. With me and Tottenham, obviously. Well, I don't think there's anyone on the panel that won't laugh at Tottenham anytime. They're the gift that keeps on giving for quite some time, right? However, I'm with Wolfie. I'd have actually genuinely worried, Charlie, if there would be a proper owner that's got ambition, that's minted, that comes in. I appreciate like the Newcastle scenario. It's been hard for them, like in comparison to how it was with you with Roman, but I'd still worry because Newcastle are going to get there at some stage. I'm sure it might just take a little bit longer. Spurs, I just want them nowhere near. Do you know what I mean? They're very, very privileged. They're even being called a top 6 club, in my opinion. So to actually have them being taken over would be a madness. Oh, what timing! What time?
There he is.
And just to add a point onto that, if Spurs were taken over by the Saudis, then it is a huge worry because Spurs generate revenue, therefore they can spend money. Whereas it's different at Newcastle in terms of their generation of revenue. So Spurs being still Spurs, I mean, Deji will smile and Deji will give us some BS as to why they're going to now win the league because of it. I hear it. So, Deji, how are you, bro?
Apart from Deji lagging,
obviously the Arabs haven't paid for his internet.
We can hear you, bro.
Sorry, bro. Wolfie, please carry on talking about my.
You sorted your Wi-Fi out, bro. You good? You can hear me, yeah?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go on.
Yeah, but would you not agree with that kind of premise I said? If you were taken over by the Arabs, who came in and pumped money, because your stadium is paid for, it's done. You're generating money off the pitch. Therefore, someone coming in with deep pockets could spend bigger, in theory, than maybe a Man City, maybe an Arsenal, and what have you. The fact that they're not going to sell, I don't see what the difference is, because that ownership model's been in there for years. What's going to change?
No, I think first and foremost about thank you for noticing my club and also noticing the potential of my club. I actually think that Tottenham Hotspur is probably the best investment in world football. Let me explain. I was talking to Northside yesterday, and you got to think that Arsenal is worth apparently 3.4 billion, given that they've also won 3 Premier Leagues. So hold that for a moment. And then my club is worth a whopping 3.3 billion, and then we haven't even won a Premier League. So can you imagine when Spurs wins a Premier League title, what happens to the value of my club? Well, we double or triple overnight. It's absolutely fantastic. The best investment in world football.
You ain't going to win a Premier League, though.
No, he said, imagine it, Billy. You got to take a little time, think about it. Right?
Billy,
you can't imagine something that's impossible.
Billy, just so you know, I've seen the agenda for tonight's show, and Aston Villa's on it, and I'm coming. So, in terms of Spurs, I agree with Wolfie. I think Spurs. If I was a rival fan right now, I'd be very afraid. I'd be very afraid because if Tottenham get the right investment, bloody hell, it's over. Because like Wolfie said, everything is propped up. You know, all of a sudden, Beyonce doesn't sound so bad, does it? When it's bringing in money. I can be shameless. Tottenham is doing everything right off the pitch. The one area where we needed sorted was on the pitch. You bring in new owners, we sort out the pitch, and it's game, set, and match. All of a sudden, Spurs go from what you could say a sleepy giant to the BFG. And for me, it would be a pleasure, and I'm here for it. So in terms of Tottenham not wanting to sell up, that's called, Wolfie, classic negotiation. You always say,
make notes.
Or really, you're ready to sell up, yeah? So what they're doing is public. How can you make a public statement of we're not going to sell? Shut up. That's a lie.
They're really not back to approaches, though. Like Amanda Staveley had some group that was tried to buy him out or whatever, and someone else. So, like, two approaches been not bad, haven't they?
Look, that ain't over.
Can I tell you one thing? You know, they say, there's a classic saying, the world is a stage. Amanda does not need to give a statement saying she's not going to invest in Tottenham. I mean, just don't invest. Who does that? That is just
there you go.
Acting. Yeah.
Wait, Deji, for us non-Spurs lot, could you explain who Amanda is? Because I'm just thinking of Amanda Holding right now.
Amanda Staveley, the Newcastle one.
Oh, the Newcastle. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Amanda Staveley, Newcastle. So she's got a consortium. So what they're going to do, what Tottenham want to do, is they want to push up the number. Tottenham is looking for someone to spend 5.5 billion on the club. Now, I'm not going to lie, we're not worth that. However, is someone, I don't want to say dumb enough, but is someone ready to spend that? Because if they do, these brothers will sell up real quickly. And that is what they're doing. This is called negotiation and driving the price up. It's called market manipulation. And I'm here for it. I'm really here for it. I've had enough of being in the doldrums. I've had enough of watching other teams sign £100 million players. I want to start paying wages of 400, 500, 600, 800 grand a week. I don't give a damn. If it brings success to my club, then I'm here for it. And that is what is on the line for Spurs fans. And we're all shaking our bum violently for it.
I
agree.
Go on, Wolfie. Go on, Wolf.
I was just going to say, I agree with you that Tottenham is probably the best, most attractive investment in the Premier League. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay. But some of the other stuff you're saying, bro, is so wide off the mark, it's crazy. So when the Glazers sold, did they tell Jim and Sheikh Jassim that it wasn't for sale? Or were they in the news saying it was for sale?
I don't know, though.
They were saying it was for sale. So this negotiation tactic, you're not trying to sell me a sandwich. You don't have to make a secret about it. You know, this isn't the greatest sandwich in the world. No, I'm not going to give it to you. I'm going to pay you double what it's worth. At this level, there's only a handful of people in the world who can make these dealings. And they're not going to come knocking unless they know that something's for sale. They're not just going to rock up, you know, and day out in London and be like, what do you guys fancy doing? And, you know, my Arabs are like, oh, you know what? We're near Tottenham. Let's go see. Maybe they want to sell.
I hear you, Wolfie, but let's be real. The people that are looking at Spurs, they're not just no ordinary foe. We're talking about Qataris, yeah? They have money to spend. Now, they have been told, no, the initial offer that they've put on the table has been pushed back. If these brothers want to double the asking price, they're more than capable. And I don't know any person in business that would be stupid enough to turn down 5.5 or even 6 billion pounds. For some of these people, their pockets are that deep, but the Glazers are not on the same level as these people, bro. That's why Manchester United is in the mud and they're dusted in two.
This is no different to a football transfer. You hear it time and time again. Players not for sale, player not for sale, but they still negotiate and there's still bids go in and they negotiate and they continue to do it. This doesn't surprise me with the Amanda Staveley situation. Amanda Staveley did very similar when she was trying to buy Newcastle United. It took a few years to get to that point, COVID being one of the issues, the Premier League being the other issue, not letting it go through. But what she is very, very good at is getting investors in. She's got a proven track record. She was a part of the deal that got Man City their takeover. She tried to get a consortium together to buy Liverpool before FSG. She's got the consortium ready to buy Newcastle United, PIF. She will get a consortium ready to buy Tottenham Hotspur. There's no doubt about it. But if they know they've got Amanda Staveley in there sniffing around, and they know they've got Qatar sniffing around, why not say they're not for sale and try and push that value up? Why not do that? Like any player, any club would do that for a player. Any club would do that if they're trying to sell the club. The fact that people are still sniffing around, even though they're not for sale, tells you they are for sale. And it's just a case of can you meet that price point? But I just wanted to say really quickly, just on the Tottenham situation, I think this could be an absolutely key moment in Tottenham's future. I genuinely do. And I'm talking obviously from an opposition fan. It's because they are the best at generating money. They have got one of the best stadiums in the world, arguably the best stadium in the world. And the money that you're generating puts you along any of those top teams in world football. The key has always been Daniel Levy being very, very strategic on his spending and what he allows to go out. I actually think this summer was maybe a sign of the times moving slightly with the type of investment that you've made. I think you've made some excellent signings. It didn't look like that partway through the summer, but you've gone and made some really, really good signings that I think puts you in a very important conversation about where you're going to finish. And I think we'll get onto that during the show. But I actually think, if you do get that takeover, I think that could really propel Tottenham Hotspur into another conversation.
And can I just add on to what Peter said? And this is why me and Peter are very good friends on and off screen. I have to say, I fully agree. And I feel like people are not really deep in the Levy thing enough. Tottenham have said enough is enough. You're as good as you have been for our club. You're also the reason why we haven't been able to progress. So you need to move out the way. Vinay has been at the club for about 6 months. This is not just all of a sudden they had an argument and we got rid of Levy. This has been planned, all right? And like Pete is saying, the sort of caliber, because even for Spurs, it was strange. We brought in Kudus and then literally the next day, Morgan Gibbs. That's not very Spursy. We don't move.
You got Morgan Gibbs White.
You saw the sign. Yeah, no, but what I'm trying to say is you saw the signs, you saw the intent, and we're only going to do more of the same. Like Tottenham was ready to spend 75 mil on Savinho in the same window. So for me, look, I think Spurs fans can see that the future is bright. I think Potts knows it's the end of the road for his club. And, and I'm fully excited, and let Tottenham get some money. Let Tottenham sell out.
But Dej, if they don't sell, let's just say they don't sell and they replace Levy with whatever, where does that put your club?
It's the same.
Yeah.
Even if we
I don't think it is. I don't think it is. Daniel Levy was the big reason why they weren't spending. Like he was being very strategic with that. And he wasn't investing. Look at their wage bill. Look at the amount of money they were investing in comparing to their revenue and comparing to the other top 6 clubs. Like they were doing nowhere near that.
Yeah, but
now,
Pete, mirror it to Man U.
Get someone in that actually wants to invest, that actually wants to spend more money on players.
But mirror it to Man U, Pete.
Sorry?
Mirror it to Man U and the Jim Radcliffe situation.
With respect, Wolfie, please don't.
I'm not sure we are. I'm not sure we are.
No, compare. But can I just also say this one last thing? Daniel Levy was the sole reason why we didn't get these players over the line as well. For example, Marinakis was ready to sell Morgan Gibbs to any other club but Spurs. The same thing happened with Eze. The same thing happened with City. Moving forward, football is about relationships. Do you know what I'm saying? You scratch my back, I scratch yours. And we need someone that's going to scratch other teams' back so we get the business that we need done. We can't have some brother who thinks everything is about him being a tough negotiator. No. That was in the 90s, mate. We now need someone who can be softly spoken, who can speak into Marinakis' ear in Jan and say, you know what, mate, just release Morgan Gibbs. He needs to go. And he goes, you know what,
Come on now.
Give us the 60 mil. That's all we need.
Wait. That's disingenuous because you've cherry-picked what you wanted to say there. So was Levy not praised for bringing in Simmons? Or was that not Levy?
He was praised for bringing in Simmons, but the fact of the matter is he didn't have beef with Simmons with RB Leipzig. He had beef with Nottingham Forest. He had beef with Man City. He had beef with even Steve Parish. It's felt like this summer everybody wanted to embarrass Daniel Levy, and that's at the cost of Spurs. That potentially has halted Spurs' title charge by a year. We could have been title contenders, if not winning the league in 27, 28. Now we're probably looking at 28, 29. Do you know what I mean? Decision making is key in football, and you have to come out the way. But all I can say to you, Wolfie, is the only way is up, baby.
Did you just say you're winning the league in 28?
Yeah, 28, 29 season.
Did I hear that right?
Sam needs to quit this so he can run it in a couple of seasons.
Wait, but I thought you were winning it this year. I'm confused.
No, I never said that. I said we will be involved in a top 4, top 5 challenge this year, and I think that's respectable.
No. You said title race. Don't recant on title race. Don't recant on title race, Dej. I've got the clips.
I've not said that.
What are we saying, Charlie, as like Arsenal and Chelsea? Because obviously we can't stand Tottenham. But I ain't getting excited yet. I ain't seen anything. I ain't getting worried, I should say, yet. Because I ain't seen anything yet. Like Levy's gone. Dino Venkatesham's come out today, said the club ain't for sale. If there is a bid that goes in, it has to be a very significant one, I think, for them to say we're out. So I'm pretty calm at the moment. Charlie, what are you telling me?
Yeah, possibly I'm the same as you, mate. I'm pretty relaxed about it. All this takeover talk. Now how long it takes? Probably.
Is it 2-0? Sorry, Charlie.
Yeah, it looks like 2-0.
Right. Okay. Pete is smiling. That's why.
Yeah, no. Any takeover talk is, you're looking at 18 months, 2 years away still. So we're not looking at anything sort of imminent in that regard. And from a Chelsea perspective, Spurs can be owned by whoever they want, can pay their players whatever they want. They're not getting any points off us in a season. It's just normal service is what it is. We'll go to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, win, and we'll win at Stamford Bridge. And the ownership, the money spent makes no difference. But look, obviously it's a big moment for Tottenham in terms of Levy going. He's been there 24 years. Obviously, some things football-wise not particularly good, but business-wise, you have to give credit to him. But I wouldn't say I was worried at this point in time that if a takeover does come in a few years down the line and they do show ambition and whatnot, then yeah, they can be taken a bit more seriously. But right now, I don't feel any different about Tottenham than I did at the start of the season.
Pete, you're shameless. You're shameless. I just looked at the team sheet. He's not even starting, man.
Yeah, he's watching. He's not even starting.
What happens when he comes on in the second half? What happens?
Turns it round.
Yeah, scores a hat trick, 3-2.
The TV goes off.
Mate,
if you think this is bad, he's going to get a whole lot worse. Trust me.
It's going to get worse when he starts playing for Liverpool. I mean, wow, I haven't seen that yet. It's crazy. But just lastly, Billy, on Spurs, what are you saying, bro? Obviously, Villa this season. We'll come on to that in a minute. But Spurs, I feel like at the moment, personally, they've actually got a good manager in Frank. I actually do rate him. I think they're going to be hard to beat. But in terms of the ownership thing, do you, as a rival fan, are you worried?
I think it's what you said, to be honest with you. Not yet. I think the potential's there. But Spurs are still Spurs. And I think Deji's shirt kind of sums them up still a little bit. They might be on a bit of a good run at the minute, but remember when they were winning the league after 8 games with Ange there as well. Yeah. So let's all just calm down a little bit. 3 games have gone. Let's just take our time. Let's just see Spurs be Spurs. And if the takeover happens, then fair enough, they might be serious. But for the time being, Spurs are still Spurs.
Dan, can I just interrupt? Because I was really infused by Billy's take there. I don't know where Billy's getting his chest from. I had to quickly check the league table, by the way, Billy. So the reason why you're not worried is because you've got something else to worry about, brother. You've literally got 1 point and -4 goal difference, mate. So I don't blame you, bro, for having a bit of chest tonight, bro. You were in the mud.
Have I missed something? I know it's been the international break, but have I missed something? Is the league season over after 3 games this year? or have we still got another 35 games to catch up?
But he is right, Billy. You are being
he is right. He is right. But 3 games. Nothing's happened in 3 games. Yeah, we haven't scored. Nothing. It doesn't matter. If this was halfway through the season, no one would really bat an eyelid. All right, we've gone on a bit of a dodgy run.
Teams are ahead of you.
I don't care. 3 games.
Man.
3 games, bro. We're not finishing 19th this season. I don't care.
Can I ask my first question? So I've got some questions tonight. The first one is actually for Deji and Billy. So this is a statement I need you to debate whether it's true or false, that Spurs will finish higher than Villa this season.
From my perspective, that's not a statement. That is fact. And we can already see. I'm already +5 on Billy. Look, I think as content creators, our well-being is very, very important, especially with the amount of negative comments we get in the chat. And so I want to publicly say to Billy, that's very cute, mate. That's very cute. Spurs will finish. I've got Villa 8th or 9th at best. I'll be looking at my Premier League predictions after 6 games. and I'm prepared to revise my prediction. I'm prepared. I think I put Burnley to finish 17th. I knew someone in claret and blue was going to be sitting in 17th spot. That's what I knew. I could just see it. And that could easily be Villa. Just saying. Wow.
We're not as bad as you. We're not going to be you from last season. If we do win the Europa League, we'll at least finish 16th, okay?
You just focus on the Prem, Billy. You just focus. Don't worry about that Europa.
Billy, do you genuinely think you'll finish above Spurs this season, seeing what they've done in the window, how they've kind of started?
They're a lot more competitive. They're going to be a lot more competitive this year than they were last year.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. I think it's going to be close. I'm gonna back the boys. I will. I'm going to say it. I think we will finish above them. I don't think 3 games gives that much of a sample. So look, yes, Spurs have started well. Villa have started poor, but it's a long old season ahead. And do I think we'll turn it round? Yes, I do. And so yeah, I'm gonna back us. I'm gonna back the manager. I'm gonna back the players that we will turn it round. And who knows? Maybe we will finish above Spurs. I'm gonna say that we will here and now. That's that.
There's no choice behind what you just said there. Zero.
Wolfie. There never
Zero.
is, bro. There never is. Ask anyone.
Do you fully trust Emery? Do you trust
You should
Emery?
always have chest.
Yes, Charlie. Yeah.
For every week that Villa does not overtake Spurs in the league, all Billy's going to get from me in terms of responding to Billy's comments is Marco Bizot. Marco Bizot.
Don't be the white Arsenal. Don't be the white Arsenal.
Marco Bizot.
Don't be there all season. Don't be there all season, and then when it comes to the end, drop off like they did. Yeah. Let's talk at the back end of the season. Let's talk at the end of the season.
What have we done wrong? What have I done wrong, man? I've been sitting here chilling.
Yeah. Sorry, Potts.
For the
point
record, I wanna bring the other boys in on this question because I genuinely have got Spurs finishing higher than Villa in my table. I hope I'm wrong, by the way. I can't stand them. But I actually think they'll be a hard team to beat. I don't think they're going to do anything mad, but I think that they'll be hard to beat, man. Go on, Charlie. Go on.
I don't know. I think it's really difficult to tell. I think a lot of it will come down to how far Villa go in Europa League. I know Deji won't like to hear this, but I don't see Tottenham going as far in the Champions League as Villa do in the Europa League. So I think that could potentially come down to it. But right now, after 3 games, if you're asking me, Spurs look much better than Villa do. But a season obviously isn't 3 games. So you've got to give it a bit more time to see what Emery can maybe turn around, see what, the new signings potentially do that come in late on. But Spurs under Frank do look a lot better. There's no denying it. Obviously, the Bournemouth performance was poor, but generally speaking, they do look a lot better, much better drilled. Probably say their signings were better than Villa's signings in the window as well. I think it will be close, but you ask me right now, which you are, I think Spurs will. I would say Spurs right now.
Wolfie?
Spurs will always be Spursy. I've seen this. We won the league in August trophy handed out to them so many times.
We're not doing that.
And then, yeah, they haven't even won the August trophy. So that's a bad start by Spurs' standards under a new manager. So Spurs will not finish above Villa. Spurs will not finish above Newcastle. Spurs will not finish above Forest. Spurs will do well to break into the top 10. I got them about 8th at best.
I love Wolfie. I love Wolfie so much, man. I love Wolfie.
I'm just going on historical facts, bro. They just Spurs will be Spurs.
My only comment to Wolfie is this, and I mean this politely. I guess hitting 30,000 subscribers means you can talk rubbish.
Did you not meet him before 30,000 subs?
I was going to say, what do you think changed from 29,999 to 30?
I think it just means even more now.
You included Nottingham Forest in that rubbish. What are we doing here? Come on. Anyway, don't worry. Let's proceed.
All right, let's proceed. Let's move to the next one, man. Funny enough, It is about Wolfie's club. And the statement is Forest will still push for European football this season. Do you think that's true or false?
I think they'll be there or thereabouts. With how they've started the season, I don't think they've started the season too bad. I think they'll be there or thereabouts. Whether they'll get it or not and get them over the line, obviously with Europa League being another factor for them to think about now, is another thing. But they'll be there or thereabouts. Very Steve Bruce answer from me. This.
What? Wolfie, why is your record signing not in your Europa League squad?
Which one?
Your club record signing. There's only one of them.
Yeah, record signing.
Yeah.
Oh, Hutchinson.
There was only one of them, mate, yeah.
I thought you were doing some Zinchenko thing.
No, he's a loan deal. No, why is your record signing not in the Europa
Because
League
he's
squad?
an Edu buy and Nuno hates Edu. It's as simple as that. Some are saying it's because of the regulations when it comes to FFP in the European thing is different, isn't it? And others are saying, oh, he didn't do his medical or some shit like no, not him. That was the Zinchenko stuff. I don't know. You'd have to ask Nuno, bro. Nuno's doing.
Well, I won't be doing that, so I'll ask you instead. No, that's fine.
I'd ask Nuno, but I don't know if I'd like the answer.
Anybody else?
But what do you think Hutchinson makes the difference? That'd be like me asking you.
Well, no. I'm not saying he makes a difference. All I'm saying is it's very strange to spend nearly 40 million quid on a player, club record signing, and then don't put him in the Europa League squad. That seems a bit odd.
What Charlie's getting at is something that has confused me for a long time. About I've been trying to do the predictions like everybody else, and I can't place Forest for a couple of reasons. One, I don't quite know if it's going to be the Forest from last season. And everything looks so unsettled. Like, what is Nuno going to be there? No idea. Who, if he is going to be sacked, is coming in? No idea. Is there anything that I look at the Spurs side from last season to this season and go, wow, huge improvement? Maybe, maybe not. I'm really confused with Forest guys. I don't know. I don't know what you guys think. I haven't got them in European spots this season. Doesn't mean they can't do it, but I am so confused with them, man. I don't know where to put them.
I mean, so, I mean, if you're feeling that, then there's probably a truth behind that. I like the way that you framed the question. Forest will still push for European football. I agree. I mean, they can huff and puff and even try and blow down the house. Wolfie, that's a direct statement to you there.
I was just connecting the dots.
Yeah. I think they huff and puff and they just don't get over the line, to be honest with you. I think it's strange because I think they brought in about 14 players that they're going to need time to 13, they're going to need time to bed in. Did they bring anyone of real quality? Not really. But you've got numbers if that's what we're doing. So for me, I think Forest are I think last season was Forest's season to do something special. Last season was Forest's version of what Leicester winning the league. And after that, we know what happened to Leicester. We never saw them again. I don't expect to see Nottingham Forest in the top 8 this season.
That's a wild thing to say for someone with 2 European.
Billy is so dumb.
Billy, you can't. Billy, right now,
they've won the European Cup twice.
Billy, you're treading on some thin ice. You're 19. Be careful how you.
Deji, would you like to see Big Ange at Forest if Nuno goes?
I would love it. We might honestly see a team lose 26 L's if Ange goes to Nottingham Forest. That is guaranteed their coffin.
See, I don't get where you get this chest from, Dej. I really don't. It's not just you, it's the Spurs fan base in general. You've got this delusion of grandeur that comes from absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. You have the audacity to try and claim champions of Europe when you weren't last season. You have the audacity to say that you nearly won the Super Cup. All these dumb statements I hear from Spurs fans.
Well, technically, me and Deji were champions of Europe last season, both of us. Yeah.
Oh, so you're both champions of Europe. So PSG were just
you're better than that.
There were 3 champions of Europe last season.
Leeds are champions of England, yeah, Charlie.
There were 3 champions of Europe last season.
Are there 4 champions of England? Yeah, so Leeds are champions of England, yeah.
In some degree, yes.
Yeah, in your Deji world, man. I can't believe you've been suckered into it.
You're better than this,
And to
Charlie.
sit there and have the chest to talk about my club, when let's not forget, which you want us to, where did your club finish last season?
Hold on, Wolfie.
You've forgotten, have you? I can bring the table up and remind you.
Look, this is a classic case of Wolfie, auditioning for the BBC series called Silk. He thinks he's someone of legal counsel and wants to counsel. The real answer to your question is we literally won a trophy 2 months ago, something you haven't seen in recent memory, and also we are playing Champions League football with some of the best teams in the world. Now, I don't know where
Champions League.
Do you get further than Villa did last season, then?
Marco Bizzot.
Hey, Deji, are you winning the Champions League? Deji, are you winning the Champions League?
We are fully involved, and we are.
It's a yes, no, Dej. It's a yes, no. Are you winning the Champions League?
I'm going to give you a Wolfie answer. We are excited at the opportunity that the Champions League presents.
So, participation trophy. I hear it. So we're back to the normal Spurs. That's what we're back to.
Wolfie, are you winning Europa League?
But we're back to, we got to a final against Liverpool in the Champions League. That's our trophy. We're back to...
I have to say,
we're back to Gareth Bale won us nothing, but he's the best player on the planet. We're back to Harry Kane is a world-class footballer that won nothing at Spurs. We're back to all these scenarios again. Is that what we're back to?
No, not at all. I think we are excited at the opportunity that the Champions League presents. Looking at the Champions League draw, we probably couldn't have asked for a better draw. The toughest game for us is away to PSG. Everyone else will probably slap them up. And I'm really looking forward. And all we need to do is get to be in the top 8, which I think Spurs can easily do, given the draw. Get to January, make a couple more signings, and we're really cooking. Now, look, I'm not going to do any of this kind of Wolfie trying to put unnecessary pressure on my manager. My manager is finding his feet and embedding in. You need to worry more about your club finishing in the top 10, Wolfie. That's really the issue here. As for my club, I think we've almost nailed it with that transfer window, and Pete will no doubt agree that he wouldn't be surprised to see Spurs in the top 5 this season. And I don't think anybody would be surprised to see Spurs in the last 8 of the Champions League, which for me would be a
let me shut this super chat in. This is actually quite a funny.
Do you get further than Villa did last season, Dej?
Pardon?
What's that?
Do you get further than what Villa did last season?
No, they don't.
Where did Villa got to the quarterfinal? Yeah,
quarterfinal.
They're not going to get to the semi.
I think Spurs can match that.
So no.
If you're as good as what you say, you should be getting past the quarterfinal. Surely, so much better than Villa.
Bro, Villa had a fluke season, bro. Look, let's be real. Let's be real. Villa spent 97% of their wage bill to bring in Marco Asensio and Rashford, and now you're in the mud. Yeah, and what did that get you, mate? You won absolutely nothing.
They've got Sancho now, and they're paying most of his wages.
You know what I'm saying?
Freedom fighter number 2. Let's just wait and see what he does. Yeah?
Sequel. The first one was so good, you have to get the sequel, Billy.
Billy's hair shaking his bum for one moment in time that they will never see again. You play Champions League football for one season. Is that it?
You know they've won it, yeah, Dej. You know they've won it.
I don't care if they've won it.
Oh, now you don't care. You literally disappeared as I said it. Yeah?
Let me. This super chat is actually quite funny. Player Spurs spread the ass cheeks season after season. They're just still has chest. You got to rate it. Big up. Look, man. I don't know about. We're actually supposed to be talking about Forest, and we swung it round to Spurs. Yeah. Pete, you've been quiet on it, man. What are you saying about Forest? Are they going to go European again?
I think they'll be in the mix. I do. The thing is that we're looking at Forest now, and to be fair, our arguments are all genuine. Like, you see teams spend loads of money on loads of new players and it doesn't quite work out. But we've already seen that with Forest have already done that and it's already worked previously, albeit to stay in the Premier League. But their target worked, their solution worked. So there's no reason why it can't work again. Now, you could see against Brentford that the fundamentals are still there, that you've still got a core line of players from goalkeeper to forward, although I've got question marks on the goalkeeper. We'll hold that there. But they've still got a core of players that can still do the job for Forest. The only question marks for me are, can they manage 2 games a week? Now, they've built a squad big enough to be able to handle it. Can they manage it? I think we'll have a better idea of Nottingham Forest around January, February time, because the new players would have had time to build in and settle into the club. And at that point, we'll have a better idea. But I think the players that they've signed are of a good quality, a very good quality. And I think we may well be, not necessarily me, but we may well be surprised at how good some of these players turn out to be. Callum Morendo is one in particular that I think is a quality player and will do really, really well for Forest. And you'll have people talking about him massively. But I'm not saying they'll get Europe, but I do think they'll be in the mix for me.
Pete talks a lot of sense because there's a couple of points that need to be addressed here from the likes of one Charlie and one Deji there, who told me at the start of the summer, your club's going to get stripped out. Goodbye, Murillo. But shut up, Charlie. Goodbye this player. Goodbye that player. Your squad's going to be too thin for Europe. Yet you're sitting here as hypocrites, and let's call it what it is, because the only player we sold from a position of someone who was starting was to our alliance friends there at Newcastle in Alanga. Everyone else signed a new contract. I didn't hear a single sound from any of you lot saying to me, oh, you guys did actually sign those players up. We're wrong that you were going to get stripped out. Then the argument of your squad is too thin. Well, as Charlie just pointed out, we got so many players that we can allow our summer top signing and not even play them in the Europa League squad. So Forest have filled out their squad. They've held on their players. You lot are running out of arguments. And now they'll just do the talking on the pitch. Once Nuno fucks off, of course.
Yeah, man, I can't believe this Nuno stuff. It's a madness. But yeah, I don't know. Forest are the one team I have zero understanding of where to put them, to be fair. But let's move. Pete, this is actually for you. Newcastle will get Champions League football via the league finish this season.
They have to. For me, that's my only aim this season. And I've said it to you boys before. Like,
no more trophies, Pete. You just want.
I would absolutely love a trophy. I would absolutely love a trophy. I would love us to go again and hit a trophy. But thinking about the next step for Newcastle United is back-to-back Champions Leagues. Villa got so close to doing it last game of the season, to nearly doing it. And I don't think if Villa had got Champions League football, we're not sitting here right now talking about how bad of a summer and how bad of a start of a season Aston Villa have had, because Aston Villa will know they've got money coming in to be able to go and properly strengthen their team. So it was, to be fair, me and Dan United, we said it all the way back through the back end of last season with Villa. Villa went all or nothing, right? We're not in that financial situation, thankfully, and we're definitely not now that we've got 125, 30 million, whatever it is for Alexander Isak. We're not in that position right now. So we're in a good position where we've strengthened every area of the team that we needed to. Like, we are stocked. Okay, we might not have that superstar player in Isak, but we're stocked with 2 good strikers that can hold the burden. We've covered all other areas of the pitch where we've got 2 players for every position. The key now is that we need to make sure that we get Champions League football back to back. For me, that's my main aim. Other Newcastle fans might have a different opinion. If we get back-to-back Champions League, that puts us on a different level. I would even go as far as saying, and Billy and one or two of us may not agree with this, but I actually think that creates a gap for Newcastle United between Villa, Forest, and a couple of others that are fighting for it. We're actually right in that middle from the top 6. Newcastle are there, and then the others are there. Because what it does, it puts the financial element in such a strong position for Newcastle United, regardless of the transfer money that we got in, that we can actually go 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6 windows of strengthening Newcastle United and making us a squad of players that can genuinely compete at that level for a long period of time. That's why I'm saying that is the priority for me. If we go deep into a competition, so if we get to a quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup and set a quarterfinals of the FA Cup, my opinion will probably change towards that end of the season. I'll be going, you know what, I want a trophy again. Like I'll be having a different opinion. But right now, back-to-back Champions League.
Yeah.
Has to be. So to answer your question, from my perspective, Dan, absolutely. I believe that we get Champions League, whether it's 5th, I'll take it. But that's because that's exactly what we need.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing as well, isn't it? Like, we've seen teams, I'm not saying it's easy to break into getting Champions League football, but you see teams do it. Like Villa have done it, got in one season, Newcastle have got in. Like, you see teams do it, but then, as Pete said, the hardest part is then following that up. Can you go again the next season? Can you maintain it? Do you make the right signings in the summer? Can you strengthen the team to make sure that you maintain that level and push on and retain it? Because if you do then start to establish yourself as a regular Champions League club, that does make a massive difference in terms of the players that you can attract, the money you can spend, and all those sorts of things. Because you get clubs all the time that they'll pop in for one season, then they'll be out. They'll be a Europa League team for a few years, and they might come back again or whatever. Like, it's so important now to get that back-to-back Champions League football. So that's got to be the aim for teams like Villa, Newcastle, Forest as well.
That's why
can you go back-to-back in Europe? You've got to do it.
Season. That's why it was so disappointing for us at the end of the season as well. Got so close. We didn't even have to fucking win the game. One decision.
Hey, Pete could have been playing Europa League football if you just drawn.
Yeah. Yeah, that goal goes in. That goal stands for Morgan Rogers, and I think
Billy, if we didn't bustle it, none of you would be talking about what if, what not, right? So we can all here do the woe is me story, but get in line.
We had 15 minutes to react to that shitty decision.
Bro, we had 15 weeks to react. And
Exactly. That's my point. Yeah. That's my point. You were shit for 15 weeks. We were shit for 90 minutes, but we couldn't react to that decision in 15 minutes.
The one thing I wanted to add just to what Charlie said is that we've gone the next step that Newcastle have. You're right. What teams like us, Villa, we've kind of had a little sample of Champions League and then dropped off the year after. But we've then had a drop-off year and then gone back and got Champions League again. So that's almost kind of the first step. Is to go, right, we've had a taste, we've now got it again. So now it's a case of backing that up. And for me, like we have to do it. Like there is really kind of no excuses now with regards to injuries and all the rest of it, because we have got a squad built. We've got 5 centre backs. You know, we've got two players for each position. We've got Joe Linton and Jacob Ramsey. We've got Louis Miley and Tonali. We've got Bruno Guimaraes and Willock. Maybe Willock's the kind of the weak link in that. I'd have liked him to have gone and brought someone else in, but we've got 6 players, 6 midfielders for that middle spot. We've got 2 right wingers in Elanga and Jacob Murphy. We've got Barnes and Gordon. We've got Voltemeda and Wieser. Like, we have everything we need to be able to properly kick on. Like there really isn't an excuse for dips in Premier League form in comparison to Champions League. We should be able to keep that ticking over. But that's
Pete, you know I love you, but I'm gonna be that guy who asks the question that they're all too scared to ask you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm gonna ask? How do you replace them?
Sorry?
How do you replace those goals? With said person.
Well, hopefully the 2 signings will replace the goals.
Okay, there's two factors to this. One, you can't replace Alexander Isak. Someone put in the chat is a unicorn, and he absolutely is. Like, as much as we call him a rat, and we're glad he's gone, and we almost kind of just disown the guy for what he's done at Newcastle United. He is a world-class striker. There's no doubt about it. Like, and we'd be lying if we said he wasn't. So he is, and he will be a big miss for what he gives us in individual quality. But 27 goals isn't something that's not achievable to be replaced with 2 strikers. He was doing that on his own, by the way. We had Callum Wilson that could barely stay fit, and then when he played, he could barely kick a ball. We've got a Sula that's just not ready. And why we didn't take 30 million from Frankfurt, I've got no idea. And that deal needs to be done in January, by the way. It needs to go. Like, so we weren't prepared as a forward line. We're coming in with Johan Wiese, that's Premier League proven, that scored 19 goals last season. Non-penalty goals, he scored exactly the same as Isak and exactly the same as Haaland. Even if he doesn't recreate 19 goals, even if he gets, say, 14, 15, and Nick Voltemade makes up the rest, if we can replace those goals with two strikers that can contribute to 27 to 30 goals, they get 15 apiece, and we get other goals around the team.
That's money ball.
It could still be enough. It could still be enough to get that. And that's what we didn't have. But we don't have the unique world-class top-level player. But it doesn't mean that this team can't kick on. We've had so many other teams that have lost strikers that have gone on and replaced them, not with equal ability, but with other alternatives. And that for us is our hope. It's not a guarantee, but I'm excited to see what these two can actually do as a pairing and as individuals. But we'll see.
Look, I think, Pete, you're an extremely nice bloke.
What are you going to tell me that you don't agree with, Deji? Come on, talk to me.
We had an amazing time at Christmas, with all the lads, and I'm sure, no doubt, we're going to have an amazing time this Christmas. Look, for me, I think there's some principles in football that you need to have. The first principle is you kind of need a world-class player if you want to get into the Champions League. I think that's a given. It's not. We're not surprised you got into the Champions League. You had a world-class player. Spurs were getting into the Champions League. We had two world-class players in Kane and in Son. Now, I agree with you, no doubt. I think Wiese could definitely hit similar numbers to last season. But brother, usually compilations of players is supposed to show their good side, but I have never seen a dustier compilation of a player in Voltemade. That guy is as slow as a bloody turtle. I mean, Dan Burn is faster than this guy. There is no way that brother is coming into the Prem to score 15 goals. He's just big. He's 6'8". He's a giant, and he can only score in the 6-yard box. I said, "What rubbish is this? Don't do it! Don't do it! Don't do it!" And you
Peter Crouch made a career from that.
This guy is so slow. So for me, that is where I feel like Eddie Howe is a genius. The job he's done at your club is absolutely fantastic. But that brother,
okay, so you're telling me,
you're smart though, right?
You're telling me that just
85 million euros, Dej. 85 million euros.
Okay, hold on. Just because you think that he hasn't got pace, that automatically he's a bad signing. That just shows me that you clearly haven't watched the player. You clearly haven't watched what he's all about. You haven't watched. You've just said you watched compilations of him. You haven't watched him. Have you actually watched the way he plays? Have you actually looked at him?
Was Harry Kane quick? Was Harry Kane quick, Deji?
Harry Kane was.
There you go. This is why I was laughing. I find it hilarious. He's not, because he's not lightning quick like Isak. All of a sudden, he's a bad player. There have been so many players that have not been rapid, quick with pace, but they've got technical ability. And this is what Voltemade is. He's a technical player. He doesn't have great pace, but he's strong. He can hold up a ball technically, and you can see glimpses even in the German game. Germany was shite, by the way. They were rubbish, and they weren't playing to his strengths. But every time he got the ball, his first touch, his control was just on point, and he was linking the play. He got an assist in the last game. Like, that's what he's going to bring to Newcastle United. We got Wiese for that electric pace in the behind and that running ability. That's not what we brought Voltemade for. So this is already, you're already kind of crossing off a player before you've even looked at it. Like,
I don't know why. Before you signed him, something just led me to go on YouTube and look at his compilation. And I can't lie to you, my brother. It was one of the dustiest things I've ever seen in my life. Why he gets past players is because he's a giant. So he's able to move them out the way because he's like going up against the T-Rex. Do you know what I mean? He's just his weight that just moves everybody out the way. The brother is not good.
How many goals do you think he'll score?
What's that?
How many goals do you think he'll score?
You haven't watched him.
I think he will score 8 goals
In the league?
in the Prem.
The thing is, Dej, like, he's in trouble if he starts bad. Because, one, we're going to call him Voldemort, aren't we? Like, that's a given. And secondly, the brother with that tash just looks like a porn star, man. I can't lie to you. It's like, I can't take him seriously, man.
Is that meant to be a dig at him? I mean, come on. Is that semi-seriously?
It's like
is this what we're doing now?
It's Peter Crouch with a tash, bro. It's I can't take him seriously. And then you spend 85 million euros on him.
I'll be real. I have zero opinion at the moment. I've not even seen compilations of this guy, so I can't tell you if I think he's going to hit or miss. But I think it's a hell of a lot of money. But that's what the market is at the moment. He scored 12 goals, I think, in the league. So I think he scored basically what Sesko scored. So I don't think we can say he's awful or he's great yet. I ain't got a clue. What I will say,
he weren't named in Stuttgart's Champions League squad last season.
Can I?
Wow.
I don't know if we're allowed to do this, but for me, because I feel like we're missing out on a beautiful piece of content here. I would love you to take 30 seconds right now, click on any compilation of this brother, 30 seconds, and tell us what you think.
How do you spell his name?
Pete is my friend. So I'm not cooking Pete. I've not said anything at Pete. I want Newcastle to do well. But can you just take 30 seconds?
How do you spell his name, Dej? How do you spell his name?
I can't. I don't know.
Deji, what are you going to do if he scores against Tottenham?
Bruv, if he scores against Tottenham, bro.
This is why.
I'm typing Voldemort like an idiot, man.
I'm going to let you guys carry on. I'll just let you guys carry on because this is what you do. You're reactionary. You've not even watched him play.
I will go and do what Deji said because I think it's only fair that I actually check this guy out. What I will say, however, is I've actually got Newcastle to come 5th again, and I know they're going to miss Isak. I get that, but I would argue that if this guy, whoever his name is, does sort of hit, he's going to be an upgrade. He's going to be an upgrade on Callum Wilson. And Visser, I think, is a baller. I can't lie. I think Visser's a quality signing.
But he's going AFCON as well, though.
Yeah, I think Eddie Howe for me. I don't know. Eddie Howe for me. I think
Ali, man, on that pitch. So big, man. It's like watching WWE.
And this is the point: is that you're looking at his frame and not his ability. Like that's the thing. But
it's hard to miss it, Pete.
I'll let you carry on. I'll let you carry on because
Did people laugh at? Well, I know they did, but Peter Crouch is part of the 100 club. Peter Crouch scored 106 Premier League goals.
Billy, you've not seen this geezer either.
But I mean, come on, you can't just write him off. You can't just write him off.
No, but Billy, the point is they paid 85 million euros.
Which is why I'm not saying it.
That's what I'm not doing.
It is undoubtedly a ridiculous amount of money for someone that's more or less unproven. But you can't just write him off like that, surely.
I didn't write him off. I'm just laughing at him.
At least give him a game. If he doesn't, if whoever Newcastle play next and he plays and he starts and he doesn't do well, he doesn't look great or something, there's a little bit of something.
Yeah, he said that. He said that. Yeah.
Okay, this guy's awful already. This guy's awful.
All time, by the way.
I did see that.
All time.
Wow, he is destined to flop. Sorry, Pete. No, look, I don't know anything about this guy. I can't. I'm gonna do what Deji has said, but let me chuck the last 2 questions so we can come to the line. Next one's about Chelsea. Charlie, I'll let you start, man. Chelsea will be in a title race until game week 30.
No, it's possible. No, it's possible. It's possible. I'm not. I think we can do it. Right now, I'd have to say potentially it's unlikely, but it's not beyond the realms of possibility that could happen. We started reasonably well. Yes, haven't got a top goalkeeper. We're probably slightly light at centre half and whatnot. Let's see how this squad deals with the Champions League and stuff. But I think they've got the capabilities to do it. City don't look that great. Arsenal don't look like amazing. I don't think, based on the first 3 games, we're a million miles off Arsenal or City at this point in time. But obviously, a lot can change. So I'm going to say no, but we could be in it till maybe game week 25. But I think with 8 games left, I would say it's probably going to be a stretch too far.
Pete, can you deal with him, please? I can't. Please, Pete.
Well, what's wrong with that?
That's it. He said game week 25, Pete. Game week 25.
What do you want me to say? Oh, we're gonna win the fucking league, which would just be lying.
Yes.
Well, so
I've already said about Chelsea, and I'm going to be holding them to account. With the money that you've spent, with the squad that you have, you should be in a title race beyond game week 30. That is my expectation of Chelsea. And to be honest, regardless of what you say, Charlie, if you're not in that conversation, your club has failed. It has failed because you built a team that should be challenging for the league. So if you're not in that conversation, I'm not talking up to game week 30. I'm talking past that, way past that. Then your club has failed and your manager has failed to deliver what he should have delivered for Chelsea. Because you cannot say with the money that you've spent and the squad that you have that Chelsea team should not be fighting for the title because they actually.
I've never said that. I said we should be fighting for the title.
So
you said game week 25.
That's why I'm holding Chelsea to. Lots of people in the chat in previous shows and people on this panel previously have gone, no, Chelsea is shit, this, that, and the other. They're not going to get it this way and the other. The money that they've spent and the squad that they have, they should be there. And we should be holding that to account. Like, this is a panel, should be. Charlie's saying they should be there, fine. Charlie's backing his team. But we should be holding that Chelsea to account because they've spent the money to be there. They're over 2 billion spent on transfers in the last, God knows how many years, for 3, 4, 5 years. Like that's just is mind-boggling. They should be there and they should be held to account for that. So for me, that's where I'm at. I'm with
you. I'm with you, Pete. I think the money's been spent horrendously, by the way. I've had arguments with Don about it all the time. I think it's a shambles to spend that much money and still not have a world-class goalkeeper or a centre-half that you rate between you. But when I look at what they have got, I think they could be in a title race. I think they should be in a title race. I think they could be. I don't know. I think it drops off. I don't think that goalkeeper gets them to a title. I don't know who their centre-half partnership is. If it is Tosin and Chalobah, then they ain't going to be.
Hopefully Fofana's going to be part of it when he sorts himself out.
I don't know. Is he not still going to get injured again?
No, he's not. He hasn't played yet. He's ready to go. So hopefully, we might see him against Brentford. I don't know, but he's fit now. So
how long's he been at Chelsea for?
This is his 4th season now.
So it's taken 4 years to be ready to go.
No. Well, no. He obviously missed the entire of last season with an ACL, and then in his first 2 seasons, they were obviously he had big injury problems, which is not ideal.
I can't. Boys, please look at that thumbnail.
Wolfie, that's okay. Wolfie, I'm making notes. I was being Mr. Nice Guy to Forest.
This is a private.
I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not doing that anymore. So Wolfie, I'm just staring, man. Let it be known, Wolfie. It's done. It's done. I am not being
the alliance is broken.
It's done. Don't come for my boy, right? And think that you're going to get someone being nice to Nottingham Forest. You got no fans. Just like I hold Charlie's club to account, I'm holding your club to account. Your manager, Rona.
How can they call him the giant Messi, man? I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Let me ask Deji his thoughts on Chelsea, bruv. What are you telling me, Dej?
Must will be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, look, I just have to sit here and listen to Charlie do the thing that I've been struggling with for about a year, which is that he thinks by speaking softly that he can protect himself from being abused. Charlie, you're one of the biggest disgraces I've ever seen in my life. Because really and truly, I agree with Pete on this. If Chelsea does not, I can Charlie sit there with confidence and say 25 games is enough. You should be winning the league, period. You should be the direct challenger to Liverpool this season.
Well,
and if you're not, it is the biggest disgrace in world football. I'm going to tell you why you were doing Humpty Dumpty, sat on the wall, and then stayed on the wall. We know that there are two weak links in this Chelsea team. Your goalkeeper, which Chelsea fans are going to say to me, oh, they're just unfair. He's improved. Shut your mouth. Is the goalkeeper world class? If he's not, he shouldn't be there. Second of all, you don't have a world-class striker. We've gone from Didier Drogba and all these types. Delap is a promising young man. I think there's a player there. But if you're going to be relying on Delap to be your main guy in the number 9 position, then that isn't good enough.
Pedro's probably going to be the main guy.
That isn't good enough for a club like Chelsea.
Hamstring.
Yeah, Delap's injured at the moment.
I think Charlie has seen the weaknesses. I think they're there for the taking. We watched the game against Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace deserved the win. I'm actually more afraid of Palace than I am Chelsea, in my opinion. That is the truth.
So you'll do the double on us, Deji. You'll get 6 points from us.
When I made that comment, people were laughing, but Billy was like, he's got a point there. He took first-hand dose of what these guys are about. So look, for me,
Crystal Palace to us are like Chelsea to you, mate. So,
well, look, say what you like.
Never pick up points against them.
Usually I don't like playing Chelsea. It's a bit like the hold that we've got over City. We go there, we slap them up. Chelsea always slap us up. But this season, I'm not so sure. I don't. Look, you brought in some.
Finish above them, Deji. You think Spurs will finish above Chelsea?
Do you know what?
No.
I would say no.
It's not a good start.
I'm gonna say no, Potts, but I wouldn't be surprised if Spurs do. I don't think Maresca's that guy. These guys are still shaking their bum for Maresca, and I also think the Club World Cup has been a major distraction for this club. Major distraction. And I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea flop. And for me, I'm here for it and I can't wait. So, and that's why Charlie cannot tell you with chest that he thinks his club is going to do something serious this season.
Dej, is it fair to say champions of the world, as they keep telling us, as Lewis flashes his WWE belt, should easily be able to conquer the champions of England? England's tiny compared to the rest of the world, surely.
Mate, they can call themselves what they like. The Premier League is the Premier League, and from what I've seen of Chelsea, Chelsea fans they've forgotten themselves because they played West Ham. That's what's happened. They slapped up West Ham, and all of a sudden they're a great team.
Hold on a second. West Ham slapped up Forest, so maybe there's something about them that win deserves a bit more credit. Maybe.
Look, I'm not even going to cook Wolfie on that. West Ham is a disgrace, in my opinion, and no one is excited about slapping at West Ham. I'm just saying, when you play a half-decent Premier League side, you drop points. Hold that.
Well, we'll see. We'll revisit this.
Oh, we will. Trust me, we will, Charlie. We will, Charlie. Trust me, we will. The last question before we come to a close is about my club, as Deji says. Arteta, this will be the year that he wins a trophy at Arsenal. No, hang on, I've read that wrong. Arteta will win Arsenal a trophy this season. There we go. No. What are we saying, people?
Yes.
Wow.
What's he winning, Dej?
Not the ones you want.
Carabao.
Look, legitly, I think Arsenal fans will bite everyone's hand off on this panel for a Carabao Cup. So I've got Arsenal to win the Carabao Cup this season.
So have I.
I've got them winning either the Carabao or FA Cup. I don't think they win any of the majors.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. Do you think we'll win?
I don't think they're winning anything.
Cheer up. They're going to win a trophy.
I mean, look, I'll take a trophy, but I don't think we're going to win one.
Well, you know what it is, Potts, is because you have to.
Yeah,
that's what I think. That's why we're.
I did actually say that, but I was kind of like, because we have to. Exactly the same as you, Pete. Actually, in my prediction Last time I said, yeah, I'll go for the FA Cup because we have to, but I don't really feel we will. I just don't think this guy will take him seriously again. This guy doesn't want him. He wants to win the Premier League or the Champs, man. He doesn't want him. He throws him in the bin every year.
I think that's harsh. I think there is appetite from the Arsenal fan base because they've been starving for so long that they would take anything. And as such,
No, but does Arteta want it though, Dej? The fans do, but does Arteta want it?
I think Arteta he's a human being, and he's got YouTube on his iPhone, and I no doubt he's come across some of your stuff and takes. He knows that there is appetite for Arsenal fans to win a trophy, and I think he's going to do his utmost to bring you the biggest trophy you've won in 5 years, which is a Carabao Cup. The question is whether you have any standards. You know, as for me, I wouldn't bat an eyelid for a Carabao. But if you're chomping at the bit for a Carabao, knock yourself out, and that's what you deserve.
Dej, spoiler alert, Potts would be happy with just the Carabao Cup this season.
Would he?
Yeah.
Would you,
I'd be
Potts?
happy with it. No, I said I'd be happy if we won a trophy and we went all the way to the end and say, I don't know, let's just say Liverpool win the league. We take them to game week 38. If we win a trophy, I'll say I'll give him another year.
Yeah, so that is happy with just the Carabao Cup.
So he's given another
Yeah,
year
but we have to compete though, right? Till the end. It can't be like we get Carabao and then we're like 12 points off Liverpool. We've got a challenge. Otherwise, we're just 10 arg, innit? Know what I'm saying?
Is that an upgrade?
Well, and I would say, Wolfie, and I've said this to a lot of people that think I'm toxic and negative. I'm not going to be twerking for people that say he still needs to go. I'm not going to be saying that's a disgrace because I see them differently to other people. I grew up on FA Cups and League Cups. People that didn't are like, they're dusty. Get them out of my life. I don't want them out of my life. I want to win trophies. So I don't know. For me, I would give him another year if he does that. I will, for the record, say I don't think he's going to do that.
No, he's not doing that.
You don't.
But
think
if
he's
he
gonna do
does,
it at all?
I think that has expired. That milk's gone sour, man. He should have done that 2-3 years
Maybe.
ago. He needs a
Maybe.
major. He needs a major.
I honestly would not say that you're mad for saying that.
Well, he just needs to make a final first. He hasn't made a final since 2020, so let's start with that.
Exactly. This is why I don't have faith. And I don't think he takes it seriously enough. Like, let's be real. If you thought that we were taking it seriously against Newcastle at St. James's Park, you're living in cuckoo land. It was a disgrace. Man United beat us with 10 men in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
You
I
think
think that's the
Arteta
worst.
was taking those cups seriously? Get out of here,
Like,
man.
he's shown all along he doesn't take the cup seriously.
He wanted that out of it so we could go for the Champions League because we're going to get Real Madrid and beat them and get PSG and win it and all this. That was what he was thinking about. He wasn't thinking about Newcastle on a Tuesday night. He didn't care. He's never bothered. He's always dumped us out of him in the early stages. Like, I think he's got to 2 semi-finals, one against Liverpool, one against Newcastle in the 2-legged affairs against them. Lost both of them. In the FA Cup, since he's won it, he's won 2 games. That was against Oxford and Crystal Palace. He's dumped us out of every other game. Yeah, granted, we got Man United last year in the first round when everyone else got Chesterfield. But let's be real, you can still beat Manchester United. Season before that, we got Liverpool at home. Very difficult. Went out to them. Season before that, we got Man City's. So this season, we'll probably draw Chelsea or Spurs in that round. We always get someone shit in the first round. But go beat them. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't think he's going to do it this year. I definitely don't think he's going to win the league. That's like a definite for me. I think we're going to come second again, lay. I think Champions League, we've actually got more of a chance than the Premier League, but I don't think we've got a chance of that. And I think he'll dump us out of the cups because he'll see him as a distraction. And what do they call it? Gets in the way of, like, I don't know what the word is
An
now.
obstacle.
Oh, yeah, there you go. I think he'll see that as, that's just, get out of that. Craig, I don't want to be in that. Because that's.
Let me ask you a crazy question, Potts.
Yeah.
If he wins the Champions League, does he automatically become the greatest manager in Arsenal's history?
No. But he'll probably provide us with the greatest achievement that we've had in a long, long time. Arsene Wenger will always be, and George Graham will always be better than him.
But they never did it. They never
They
did
never
it.
did it, but what they did overall, it's a bit like me saying to you, do you want one Champions League or like what, 4 Premier Leagues?
It's also like asking it's also like asking me, is Di Matteo Chelsea's greatest ever manager?
There
No,
you go,
he's not.
No, he's not the only one who's won it though. He's not
But
the
he was
only one.
he was the first one.
Yeah, but not the only one. That's the
No,
difference.
but it's still, he is.
But
But
if
then
you'd asked him
then
that
you're
question
saying, is
in
he on par
2012,
Yeah. Good point, Billy.
It's like, is he on par with Thomas Tuchel? Di Matteo is not. Is
No,
he?
he's miles worse.
Or is Di Matteo better than Wenger because Di Matteo won it and Wenger didn't?
No.
Like, I don't know, man. Like, I think there are some of the fan base that will say get him a statue because he's won us the Champions League. Like, if they want to go and put a statue on, that's fine. There should be one of
half
George
the fan
Weah,
base
man.
want a statue already.
Yeah,
Exactly.
if he wins the Champions League, though, he would. He got you three.
Yeah, there would be right next to the Henri. Next to the Henri, have an Arteta. Yeah.
It's like Deji will admit Ange has been their best manager in the last 40 years.
Would you, Deji?
I wouldn't say that now.
Who's been better than him, Dej? Who's been better than him? Are you not a man who defines things by trophies, Dej?
I think what Ange has done is he won a trophy, but we were dusty under Ange. I never want to experience such a thing ever again. But he's definitely not the best manager. If you ask any Spurs fan who's the better manager, Ange or Poch, we would say Poch, 100%. So no way.
Did Poch win you again?
Champions League
It's a
final.
longevity of quality football.
That's the trophy. They got to the Champions League final.
Do you not define things by trophies? Are we not in here for trophies?
Can I be real?
You're talking to a man that said that he didn't want to win a trophy last season. He didn't want the Carabao. He didn't want the FA Cup. They're too dusty for his club. I remember him saying.
Yeah, but remember, Billy, we've won big ears as you have.
No, I know, absolutely, yeah. But I said you're talking to a bloke. You're talking to a bloke that doesn't want those trophies.
No, and that's not what I said anyway. That's not what I said. So don't misquote me.
I mean, I was prepared to ignore Billy for the rest of the show. I can't lie to you. He's actually pissing me off. Billy, what status does Unai have at your club at the moment?
What status does he have?
Yeah.
Is not legendary.
No, best manager that we've had for a very, very long time.
Is he the greatest?
Because of what?
That we've never had. No.
Because of what, though? Because of what? Why is
because he's transformed us into being an elite club or near enough to an elite club.
Unai
Emery has. From where we were before him to where we are now. He's transformed us from being standard, mediocre, average Premier League club to almost an elite club.
So you're the nearly there team, is what you're saying.
At the minute, until he transforms us.
And you have won the Champions League, and your standards are the nearly there team.
That's not what my standards are.
Bro, Nuno wouldn't even make it like on the podium. Like, where are your standards, Billy?
I've not said that he's the greatest ever.
No, we're not going back to managers from the black and white times. We got to be.
He's the best manager that we've had for a very, very long time.
Who's your greatest manager of all time?
Unai Emery.
in my lifetime, it is. In my lifetime, it is.
Can I just?
That's because you're used to John Gregory and Steven Gerrard.
O'Neill did better, didn't he? Where did O'Neill got you like second or something?
No, he was fifth.
He wasn't even born then. What are you doing here?
I was born under Martin O'Neill.
Okay.
And really good under O'Neill. Yeah.
We've only ever played in the as known as the Champions League once, and that's under Unai Emery. So for me, in my lifetime, he's the greatest manager we've ever had. In my lifetime, 24 years. For the past 24 years, Unai Emery is by far the best manager that we've had.
And he's got nothing to define him or make him stand out from any other manager in your lifetime.
Dean
Smith has more trophies than him.
Playing in the Champions League is that achievement at the minute in my lifetime.
Yeah, but Billy, I can hear that from Deji because they've never won it. I can hear it from Potts.
In my lifetime, I'm talking.
It doesn't matter. It still happened. You got the star on your badge, Billy. Like, have some pride in your history.
Oh, I do. Absolutely, I do.
You don't.
I
You
just
put
don't want-
Emery up there.
I just don't want Billy to speak too soon. I just don't want to speak too soon, mate. Because
Tony Barton or Ron Saunders will be remembered better than Unai Emery, right?
Rod Saunders, yeah. Rod Saunders.
I thought you were
he's-
really good under O'Neill, if I'm honest with you. O'Neill played really good football at Villa.
We were, but what did O'Neill do? That Unai
As
Emery
much as
hasn't?
Emery has done, mate. Nothing.
Never played Champions League football under O'Neill,
He also never won it, just like Emery.
but he never played.
And
in
also,
it
you do
to
know when
start
he
with.
was in charge, there wasn't 5 slots available for the Champions League.
No, but we finished fourth,
Okay, where did you finish under O'Neill?
fifth.
Fifth.
Yeah, they had UEFA Cup under him.
Okay, so
They
you've
should have
got...
They should have got Champions League though. We got it instead of them. They
We
should have got it.
done, yeah, but we bottled it.
I don't know. I'm just hearing some weird things here, man. Like, if you say to me, who's the greatest manager of all time at Forest? Clough. Who's the second best manager? Clough. That's it. No one comes near Clough. Trophies, achievements. That's it. It doesn't.
You could make that argument with Ron Saunders at Villa as well.
Yeah, but you
But
didn't.
in my
You
life,
didn't.
in my lifetime, I'm talking. In my lifetime, I
saw
wasn't
about
alive.
3
to see-
years of Clough, and that was at the back end
It's
of
still
him.
your lifetime.
It doesn't matter. I didn't see. I wasn't born for when he lifted big ears and stuff, bro. But the history matters, and you're there dismissing what
not
happened in
dismissing anything.
1980.
I don't know even how we've got onto this subject.
No idea.
Wolfie, that's how. But yeah, look, man, I was gonna get people's like predictions and stuff. I'm gonna do that privately and put a little table together because I think it's fair when the guys are back on to do that. Big up to everyone that's been here, and big up to everyone for the super chats, comments, etc. Make sure you hit like and subscribe, people. Over 1,000 in here tonight, which is great stuff for the first one back from the weekend. So yeah, the football will be back this weekend, which I'm looking forward to. Yeah, it'll be good. Big up to Billy. Billy, how can people follow you, mate?
Just there at AV Billy Whitey.
Love that. Charlie?
Yeah, just as it is on screen at Blue Brother CFC.
Love that. Wolfie?
Forest Fan TV will be doing the build up to the big main event match this weekend. Arsenal
Yes.
Forest. Looking forward to it. Yeah.
I'll
Is
be
that next
on
weekend?
there.
Arsenal
be on
Forest. At Emirates.
At the Emirates, man.
Oh.
Me, Potts, Hooks, not Dej, Igal. Ant will be on there, so
If you want me to come
Dej.
on that show
Yeah,
as a
you're more than
as a
welcome,
loop,
mate.
I'm happy to
Yeah,
put you
she's going as a neutral, mate, with a good viewing.
Now you know what it is. Ant has a soft spot for Arsenal, so I'm gonna be like 4-on-1. So Dej, yeah, you're welcome, bro.
Yeah, I'll come through. Don't worry about it.
Deji can just chill for it that night. Pete, what you got coming up?
Yeah, we're back. We're back in business. Load of Manga NFC. We'll be doing some content this week. Wolves at home at the weekend, so hopefully Voltameda can play and do well.
You know, Joe, I'd love Strand Larson to score against Newcastle.
Charlie, shut up.
That's evil.
Brilliant delivery on that
my
shut
moment.
up, by the
We've
way.
literally just like done a clean slate. Like we've got rid of the rat who's absolutely in the mud right now on that pitch, and I love
What's the
it.
score?
They're still losing 2-0, and he's missed, and he's just put one out of play by a country mile, and he's moaning at his other players, and that's just.
I've not seen you this happy since he lifted the trophy, mate. It's good to see you smiling again, mate.
You know what? I'm so glad that we can just move forward. I'm doing a little bit of a hate watch right now. I'm not going to lie, but
No, I don't blame you, man.
I'm glad. I'm excited to see the new boys play. Jacob Ramsey looked really good against Leeds. The new strikers, I'm looking forward to that. So we're going to be building up to that, and obviously building up to the Champions League next week. So lots to be excited about. Barcelona first game, St James's Park. Ooh, was it, man? Was it? Looking forward to it.
Come
So
on,
lots of
big up
content.
to you.
Lots of content.
Make sure you go follow Pete, man. Absolute ledge. Deji, what you got coming up, brother?
Yeah, I was just about to message Lawless, but I definitely need to do a pre-match preview because I won't be speaking to him after the game. And tomorrow I'll be doing something called Step to the Mic. But let it be known, because I know Lawless is probably watching. Should Spurs slap up West Ham the way that I expect us to slap them up, I am gonna cook all of his hair follicles off his head.
Shouldn't take long. Shouldn't take long, mate.
Yeah.
That will be good. That will be Sunday at 9:30, people. So we'll watch that one for sure. And big up to everyone that's here, man. Make sure you're following both sponsors for today. You got the QR code for Match Bingo. Make sure you've downloaded the app and you're playing and you're winning some money international break. And of course, this weekend the games are back. And we've got OK jerseys as well. Links in the description. £15 for a shirt like the one I've got on. If you want England, or if you go retro, or if you go with the first, second, or third kits that are all there as well. So big up to everyone. I'm going to send you over to Lee Gunner. Go show him some love, and we'll see you next time. We're out of here, people. Later.